We all saw what happened in that kindergarten interview. I mean, Mr. Singhvi even can't defend it. But
who's in kindergarten?
The kindergarten interview. It's the kindergarten interview.
Which one?
Sorry?
Which?
The one where you were only playing a side part. You were only playing a supporting role. For once, you were only playing a supporting role. But, let's give credit where it's due. At least he came for the kindergarten interview.
Sir, your leader hasn't given me an interview for a long time.
My question is, where is Mr. Narendra Modi of the BJP ever sat down and given an interview?
What's the relevance to the leadership?
Because he has to answer some questions.
No, he did sit down and he walked out.
My question is, there are lots of issues which the nation wants to know about.
What's your question to Ravi Shankar?
My question, Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad, is who gave me the impression in his opening remarks that the gentleman concerned has expressed his views on a variety of subjects. So my question is, why doesn't the gentleman sit down at a 90-minute interview and talk to a stimulus rather than delivering a monologue?
After that.
Right.
That's my question.
First of all, I never
It's not a criticism, it's a clarification.
All right.
But don't believe me.
All right. First of all, let me clarify, Abhishek Manu Singhvi. When we talk of leader, our leader is not elected or selected or chosen in a dynasty at 10 Janpat. Okay? We have got a proper system whereby the party elected him as a leader. There were other leaders as well. But I never said that he has become the Prime Minister. I have only said he has the credentials to become the leader of India, and I'm quite sure the people are going to choose him whenever elections takes place. That's how I say it, because the people are the masters. Secondly, by the way, Abhishek Manu Singhvi, I'm sorry, I would like to remind you, you talked about a lot the MPs electing the leader. Was Rajiv Gandhi elected by MPs when he was?
Of course he was.
Please listen to me. Unfortunate death of Indira Gandhi. Was Rajiv Gandhi elected by the leaders when he was sworn by Jail Singh? Come on. He was not.
Let me answer
he
after
was,
you finish.
He was not.
After you finish.
Today, you all are persuading Rahul Gandhi to become the leader. And the moment he says yes, forget all the nicety of PM approving it, there will be celebration in the Congress party. Therefore, please, let us not talk about that. The point is, I'm trying to say is, it is nothing like self-appointed. There is a process. And you must answer, Abhishek, the yearning for change and the appreciation or the longing for Narendra Modi is directly proportionate to the manner in which you all have governed India. Policy paralysis, corruption, inflation, unemployment. Therefore, India is yearning for change and India deserves better.
Just ask him a question.
A question.
He made a point. Has Narendra Modi been appointed by the MPs who are still to be elected?
Yes. All right.
MPs have not been elected.
I'm happy.
How is Narendra Modi named the prime ministerial candidate when it has been a precedence in our parliamentary form of democracy that the elected MPs or the elected MLAs, they decide who their leader would be?
I'm very happy that Gaurav, my young friend, has asked me this question, forgetting completely that Akhilesh Yadav was nominated as the Prime Minister by his father, Mr. Mulayam Singh Yadav.
Not at all.
No problem.
Factually incorrect.
Take it cool.
I will tell you that during the elections, there was no chief ministerial candidate. Factually incorrect. And after the results came, there was a meeting in February where all the MLAs assembled and they voted that Mr. Akhilesh Yadav should be made the chief minister of
I don't want to speak anything more. Let's leave it there. Allow me to reply.
There was all probability that Mr. Mulayam Singh Yadav would become the chief minister. I think you're getting the facts wrong.
I'm sorry. I don't want to become at all that frank. We all know how many uncles
you can be frank with me. There's nothing wrong in being frank. I think the audience would love it if you're frank.
Let's leave it there. I have to say only one thing. In the BJP, we have got a process whereby the parliamentary board, the topmost body decided. The topmost body, bigger body, national executive approved it. These are the two topmost bodies. Therefore, in terms of our constitution, Mr. Narendra Modi, by proper consultation, has been declared. The matter ends there.
Where are the MPs?
And thereafter, after election, MPs will give their approval.
Okay, one minute. Can I have a show of hands at this point?
Yes.
Just to get a sense of how this audience is thinking?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to give three options and I'll come back to this. This debate is going to continue. India needs leadership. In terms of leadership, my question to you is who has the upper hand, who has the edge? How many of you feel BJP has the edge? How many of you feel Congress has the edge? UPA, Congress has the edge? Come on.
There is no hand. Come on. Abhishek, look.
There is one hand in fact.
You are absolutely right. If reality or virtual reality was Arnab's studio and this was the electorate, we've lost. But you remember what happened in 2009? You had the same Mr. Advani saying the same things, projected as the same leader as the Prime Minister.
How many?
Don't be arrogant.
And
Learn to
I'll
respect
tell you about
the views of
arrogance.
young people
I'll tell you
sitting
about
here,
arrogance.
at least.
No, I am not bound. You are pandering to the gallery. I am not bound by this electorate. What I am bound is to point out to you.
Are you gallery? This is too much.
No, you are pandering to the gallery.
You are not. Say that.
You are pandering to the gallery because you happen to have a majority there. But will you answer one question?
Happen to have?
Will you
It is
answer
the
one
reality.
question?
It is the reality.
Okay,
Will you answer a
Ravi Shankar
question?
Prasad.
Will you? No, one question.
Okay, sir.
No, one question.
Okay, let's move on. Let's move on.
No,
Thank
you talk about dynasty.
You see, this is
Can
the
I-
maturity you need
can I
of the
just-
non-Congress,
Can I-
non-BJP.
I have
Can
one.
I answer a question?
This is the maturity you need.
And how
And
many?
one second,
How many of you feel that Mamata Banerjee?
No, we don't say Mamata Banerjee. That's
Third
not-
front.
no,
How many
no,
of you
it's
feel
an
a federal
alternate.
government,
On your
non-Congress, non-BJP government? How many of you feel non-Congress, non-BJP government?
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
No,
Now here,
I want to
my-
make a
I have a question.
No,
No. We are now going into some. I said I'll ask 4 specific questions.
One very quick point.
I have 4
Does
specific
Mr. Ravi
questions.
Shankar Prasad ever talk of
no.
dynasty when his oldest ally is Badal's? Does he ever talk of dynasty when his second oldest ally is Thakre's?
Okay.
Why does he think of dynasty only then? He's so much against dynasty. Why does he ally repeatedly with them?
Dr.
And
Singhvi,
a dynasty point which he has put in 10 elections
Dr. Singhvi.
and lost 8 of them.
So we
he
have
repeats
another
it
debate
again.
on dynasty.
He repeats
Let's
it
stick to the
again.
leadership.
Dr. Singhvi,
a
my
person
question.
who
I
is
have
elected.
four
I have a
questions.
submission.
I have 4
Person who is
questions.
elected in
before-
Lok
I have a
Sabha is
submission.
no more a
One
dynasty.
submission.
Is no more a
I have a
dynasty.
submission. It's a very interesting show of hands you've got today.
Yes.
But I would urge you, and I take whatever they're saying with the deepest of respect and humility. If you have this debate with a young audience, try it in Chennai, try it in Bhubaneswar, try it in Kolkata. You'll get a different feel of hands. The only common hand you'll get is the hand will always be down.
It is absurd. It is absurd that you should say so, knowing that Delhi itself has a non-Congress, non-BJP government right now. Please take that back, Derek
So
O'Brien.
I'm saying that. I'm saying
Take it
that.
back.
Oh no, I'm agreeing with you, my friend.
So then,
when there is an alternative to the Congress and the BJP across the country, that's the alternative people
my
want. Delhi
question
has
to you
proved
is,
it. Delhi has proved it.
my question to you is this.
Yes.
And stand true to the set of circumstances that have happened in the past. I have had many qualities I know, but I never knew I was also a potential disc jockey. I'm the only one who makes a politician dance.
Okay.
In 2009, your leader, Mamata Banerjee, thoroughly, totally and unequivocally dismissed the idea of a third front or a coalition government being good for this country. She said, if such a government happens, Derek O'Brien, she says it will break up. She said that all the parties who talk of a third front are only pushing a personal agenda. And she said, Mamata Banerjee said, they will eventually coalesce around a national party during alliance formation. The same Mamata Banerjee. And the same Derek O'Brien.
Opposed to the third
The
front.
same Derek O'Brien.
What are we discussing?
The same
Hold
Derek
on.
O'Brien.
The third front includes the CPM. We still abhor that concept.
This is,
What are you talking about?
Derek O'Brien, today you tell me that in 2009, Mamata Banerjee didn't like the idea of a coalition government. Today you say she does. I want you to explain to me how your leader can change her position between one general election and the other. And I can quote Mamata Banerjee to you if you want. That's my question to you.
Let me respond in 2 ways.
Yes.
We joined the UPA in 2009. We joined the UPA in 2009. And instead, in spite of having ministers, 5-6 ministers, we thought that they were going off track. We talked to them right through 2012. We gave up and walked out of government in 2012.
You had no faith in regional parties coming together.
If you say that, if you say we have no faith in regional parties,
but you did
it is totally an antithesis to what we are.
Exactly.
We are born and brought up in Bengal.
But your leader said it. But your leader said it. She said there was an election rally. There was an election rally in Buckshot.
Quoting out of context.
I am not quoting out of context.
Good television bites. It doesn't make for a good
Mamata
debate.
Banerjee said, and you listen listened to me. She said all these parties that form this so-called third front have a personal agenda. And in fulfilling them, the front will break up. In fulfilling their personal agenda, they will break up.
Reading cold researchers' notes, reading cold researchers' notes, or rather researchers' cold notes will not give you the picture of what Mamata Banerjee is. Please don't do that. Let me make my 2 points.
Are you embarrassed by what your leader has said, Derek O'Brien, in the past? Are you embarrassed by what she has herself said in the past?
Absolutely not. Let me explain the concept. Let me explain the concept.
Context. Are you
Let me explain the concept. Let me explain the concept.
What concept?
When a coalition government is inevitable, as it was in 2009, it was inevitable in 2004. I told you at the top of the program, for 15 years we've had coalition governments. I promise you we're going into another coalition. One second. We are going into another coalition. Right, in spite of all the 56-inch chest thumping and whatever Mr. Singhvi says, we are going into a coalition. That's the reality. And I think Delhi is a good example.
You don't like a coalition.
Delhi is a good example when there is an option to the Congress and the BJP, like there is an option in Orissa, in Bihar, in Tamil Nadu, and a whole lot of other states. That's the option which people will take.
I'm asking you today, just admit it, Derek O'Brien, that you've done a U-turn. Your leader has done a U-turn.
No, absolutely not. If you think we walked out of government because of price rise, because of corruption, if you think that is U-turn, that's your interpretation. We walked out in September 2012.
Any responses?
I'm glad we did.
Any responses at this point of time from any of the other panelists, or should I move to my next question?
I would just like to add to what
you want to come in. 1 second. By the way, okay, 3 questions. Okay, quick.
Yeah. One is,
one sentence comment.
One of the biggest remote controls as far as Trinamool is concerned lies in the hands of a lady. In the middle of a debate, she can change the leader of the house if he speaks contrary to what she says. And secondly, she has changed.
Look who's talking about remote control. You'll manufacture the remote control.
That's why I'm telling you. That's why I'm telling you. You use it.
Okay. Got a budget.
What Mr. O'Brien said. Mr. Singhvi, I will concede. Sometimes there's a remote control. Even if I concede that, which I don't, but I concede that remote control has to be earned. It has to be earned with a 26-day fast. It has to be earned by beaten by the communists. It has to be earned. It doesn't come to you on a silver tray.
One minute. Gaurav Bhatia's rebut.
Mr. Derek O'Brien made a very pertinent point, and Delhi, I think, is a very good example. The BJP was very hopeful that it would form the government in Delhi, but the electorate college over here got an alternate like Aam Aadmi Party, and they voted for that. And if there is an alternate third front force in the country, which is also stable, stability is important. And if the voters get it, I'm sure they will go for a third front regional party kind of government rather than a Congress or a BJP.
Secular.
It is secular, pro-development, inclusive, because what we are missing here is, and I have some questions for Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad.
My question for you is, it's my turn to ask questions.
You will. But
it's my turn to ask questions. I feel that the entire
charge... the BJP coronation. That is what I intend to say. He wasn't hesitant in admitting that he is a tea vendor.
Make my observations.
He is a tea vendor. Then why is he hesitant to apologize for what happened in Godhra?
When will Mulayam apologize for Muzaffarnagar?
Muzaffarnagar, the Chief Minister himself in an interview with...
My question to you is...
In an interview with all the leading channels, the young CM, Mr. Akhilesh Yadav, was the first one to accept responsibility and apologize for Muzaffarnagar. And please give him his credit.
I wonder why your Chief Minister is too scared to speak to Times Now.
That's the only interpretation Times Now.
I'd say this to you, and my second question is to you is, answer this question, that is this whole, you had the secular front, secular leader. Your leader, Atiq Ahmad, says the people who are living in the relief camps in Muzaffarnagar are professional beggars. Is that secularism, sir? Is that secularism? Is that secularism?
I would just
with that kind of a track record.
I would just say
with that kind of a track record.
Being an Indian, it's not about being affiliated to any party, but any such leader in any party, if he makes such a statement, he should not be contesting. And most important, that is not the stand that my party has taken.
Well, it's
so I condemn it. It should not have been.
And when your leaders go on European holidays to Rome and Venice in the name of a parliamentary delegation.
Yes.
When your leader, when allow me to complete.
when Times Now chases them without
Yes,
even
we
knowing
chase them.
what they are doing there,
Yes, we chase
whether
them.
there is an itinerary or not,
Yeah.
please now see the report that they have
I
presented.
do
It
not
is
believe-
important that you do not disrupt the activities of a delegation,
Certainly.
because it shows India also in poor
Certainly.
light.
Yeah.
I do not agree, and I do not subscribe to such journalism where
I
official
don't
delegations
need
are
your
being
certificate
chased
for it.
by Times Now or any other
I
channel.
don't, and by the
We
way,
should have more faith in
let me
public
place on record
representatives.
that some of those activities include boat cruises in Amsterdam at the taxpayers' expense.
Arnab,
Salman
just
Khan
for the lack
dancing.
of experience
Salman Khan
that you
dancing
have,
in a party.
I will tell you
Salman Khan,
something. I
Salman
will
Khan
tell you
dancing.
something.
Salman Khan dancing in
every
sci-fi
delegation
when
that goes
34
now, there is
Our
children.
turn to stop.
When
Our
34
turn.
children.
Time.
When 34 children died. When 34 children died in
The good
Muzaffarnagar.
thing is that you can't mute my mic here, so you know, I would just say this, Arnab,
Yes.
that all these public representatives are to be trusted, even by channels. And if they do something wrong, there is a proper time and place. You should have waited for them to come back.
This is
And
about
this
is
was
about
like
leadership.
hounding
No,
them.
no, this debate about leadership.
You
okay?
have to, we have to win our
No,
trust.
he's bringing these points, so as a party
So I'm saying-
representative, I have to reply to
I am
those.
saying to your you should say to your leaders जो कहते हैं पर हम साधु संत भी तो नहीं है. You should tell them that you have to win the trust of the people. You can't
2.5
demand.
crore.
I want to ask.
2.5 crore
Can
votes
I-
he got in state of UP. Much
Okay,
more than
let's
any
bring the
other
debate.
place.
Let's-
Can you say 2.5
My
crore of the
question-
citizens of India
my-
do not know
my-
what they are doing? I think they are conscious enough of their rights. They made a choice. Let the
My
2014 results come. You will get a befitting reply.
My question to Ravi Shankar Prasad, no, it's my turn to ask questions. You talked about the dual power center, sir. Let's be very clear. You have criticized the Congress party for the dual power center under the UPA regime. Do you want me to remind you today about the multiple power centers when Vajpayee was in power? Then RSS Chief K.S. Sudarshan took a jibe at Vajpayee's foster son-in-law Ranjan Bhattacharya without naming him, alleging that he was acting as an extra constitutional authority, none other than the Prime Minister's office. Mr. Sudarshan was quoted as having said, persons who are not accountable to the public in any manner should not have any extra constitutional authority. With that kind of a background, I ask you today, Ravi Shankar Prasad, what right do you have to talk about dual power centers?
Well, Mr. Sudarshan is now dead. I don't know he ever made a comment like that.
I can quote him to you, sir.
All right, all right.
I can quote him to you, sir.
As far as the governance record of Mr. Vajpayee is concerned, it is for everyone to see. Just to remind you, in the year 1998, he lost his government by 1 vote. And it is quite easy to manage one MP to survive in power.
Sir, was Ranjan Bhattacharya a dual power center?
I'm
in the
sorry, he
Vajpayee
was
government
not,
or
and you are, I'm sorry to say, when Mr. Vajpayee is unwell, you are raking up that. That is grossly unfair,
I am
and I
talking
condemn
about our
it.
contemporary history.
I
Every
condemn it
aspect of our
completely.
contemporary
It
history
is
can be
wrong, I
questioned.
deny it. But let me come to the larger issue you are raising. Whether it is Mr. Atal Bihari Vajpayee or Narendra Modi, we are a democratic party, not governed by any dynasty. We have debates, we have discussions, and their record of governance is there. Whether Mr. Vajpayee at the center for 6 years, of which I have the privilege to be a minister, or Mr. Narendra Modi for 12 years. That is, people have re-elected them again and again. Today they are waiting for 2014. But coming to one issue I would like to highlight. In India, any political party and any political leader can aspire to become the Prime Minister. Mulayam Singh Yadav.
Sir, my
or Mamta
question
ji.
is on governance.
Yeah, no, I'm on governance.
Governance.
But today, third front is history. It has no relevance for the present, no promise for the future. And just to say that...
because you had a bitter experience
No,
in
yes,
a coalition
just
government.
a minute.
You had a bitter experience in a
No,
coalition
can I
government.
just complete, please? We have NDA,
Sir,
we have
Mamta
UPA.
Banerjee made you roll back so many times.
Please listen to me.
She made you roll back on the kerosene and LPG price hike in 2000 despite it being a consensus.
We are in the election debate, not in the prime time debate on Times Now
Sir,
at 9 o'clock.
additional
Okay?
burden of 600
where we
crores
need to
on the
speak a little
exchequer.
more. What I am simply saying is,
Coming to you.
kindly see that. Kindly see one thing. We have one emerging front from Tamil Nadu. Mr. Mulayam Singh Yadav is sulking. Mamta Banerjee is keeping her whole cards. We have one front coming from Patna, where Nitish Kumar is trying to rope in people. This kind of uncertain coalition, we must understand, you can have a majority only with either the BJP or Congress being there. I'm not saying only BJP. We have NDA, but I'm quite assured whenever the time comes, the people of the country are going to bring in a very, very stable government with convincing majority under the leadership of Narendra Modi. That's how I see the whole turn of events.
Any counters? Any counters? Abhishek Manu Singhvi is countering. Abhishek Singhvi is countering. Derek's countering.
Purely direct, factual. Narendra Modi is the great messiah about whom all of you swear. I have 4 questions about it. Very particular, very specific. Let's see if you have an answer. Point number one, with this great governance of Mr. Narendra Modi for 10, 12, 14 years, why is Gujarat on official published 2012 Planning Commission statistics 16th in health in India, 14th on education and 11th in infrastructure? Question number two, on 25th of June 2005, in a widely publicized statement, and this is typical of Mr. Narendra Modi's shoot and scoot, with no relevance to facts, announced that the GSPC, the Gujarat State Petroleum Board, had discovered 20 trillion cubic feet of gas in Andhra Pradesh, Krishna Godavari belt. It turned out they discovered 1/10 of that. Question number three, agricultural growth he claimed was 9%. No, it's answering you. Let me finish.
You are free to bash
you have been very kind to Rahul Gandhi. You haven't bashed him at all. I can ask questions, factual.
Most welcome.
9% agricultural growth proclaimed. 9% for Gujarat. Hundreds of states, Mr. Modi. Mr. Yogendra Alag from Gujarat, a very respected economist, independent person largely, said that Mr. Modi did two things. He did not adjust the figure of 9% for inflation. He gave and inflated with the inflation figure. And secondly, he took the lowest initial year and the highest last year to come to 9%. Actual growth rate is 3.5%. And last but not the least, 5 vibrant Gujarat summits, tom-tommed all over the world, tom-tommed all over India. Officially promised statement of Mr. Modi, 36 lakh crore investment. Rupees 36 lakh crore investment. Actual investment, rupees 3.1 lakh crore. That's less than 1/10.
So
that's Mr. Modi for you. Hype, noise, shoot and scoot. No facts.
Okay.
Now can I reply?
Yeah, go ahead.
I thought all these statistics were brought in the Gujarat election campaign. Congress party lost decisively. Abhishek, you could have got something more on facts.
That doesn't change facts.
Just a minute. First of all, Planning Commission is controlled by a Congress close Mr. Deputy Chairman, and the Prime Minister is the Chairman of Planning Commission. The same, so many television channels and the newspapers have repeatedly declared Mr. Narendra Modi as the best Chief Minister of India on all these parameters which he is talking about.
I haven't heard such declaration.
Please listen to me.
I never realized that you have to watch TV channels to decide if
answer?
Mr. Modi is okay.
What's the factual answer?
Please. On the whole issue, on the agriculture front, Gujarat is having 11% consistent growth. It has been given award after award. Mr. Shivraj Singh Chauhan is having more than 15% growth rate. Therefore, my dear Abhishek Manu Singhvi, please look inwards.
Madhya Pradesh,
yes, please. I talked about Gujarat too. Go to see the growth of Gujarat development in agriculture, in women care, in child care. You will see a lot of changes. If you are not willing to believe, good luck to you. But I'm sorry, Abhishek Manu Singhvi, this program, you have been defeated conclusively in Gujarat by all these allegations, and the people of the country are going to defeat you after 2 months' time.
Derek O'Brien has a counter for you,
Abhishek Prasad. Derek 2009 and 2004.
My counter is both to Mr. Singhvi of the Congress and to Mr. Prasad of the BJP.
Most welcome.
Because they look at each other through the prism of one looks at each other through the prism of Gujarat and the other looks at the prism.
I must clarify, he rakes up Gujarat.
No, I was referring to him.
I haven't talked about Godhra yet.
Yes, I have to ask
the Congress, we are talking about governance. I'm not going to give you how A compares to B. I will take quickly just 30 seconds to give you 3 solid reasons about governance so you'll forget about Gujarat and the rest of the country also. 1. Which is the only state in India which has a stated industrial policy? One state in India.
This is not your quiz competition.
No. I'm giving you 3 questions. Those who know the
UP has one, I can tell you.
Just 1 second. Which are the states in India which has a PPP policy?
I also have a question.
Third one, 1 second.
I also have a question. Which political leader? My question is, this is my quiz to you.
Never interrupt the quiz master.
Which political leader?
Never interrupt the quiz master.
Which political leader?
Let me finish.
Which political leader?
Let me finish. I started asking.
My question
I started asking.
Which political leader?
I started asking. Okay, cool.
Which political leader?
And my third one, which is very interesting. MSME, medium and small scale sector, right? MSME, last year, 108% growth from 4,000 crores to 9,000 crores was Bengal, growth of 108%. Karnataka was next at 42%. Gujarat was somewhere in the 20s. So please let's not get into this game about throwing numbers. I can carry on for 15 minutes on numbers, but
I know you got
because we don't come to TV studios, because we don't come and have hyped up internet campaigns,
That's not true of you, Derek.
I rarely come, rarely. So please give every chief minister in the different states, see what work they're doing. Don't get carried away, because I know the hands are not going up for the hand, that is confirmed. But before you get carried away with this other hype and hoopla, pause, think, decide on your own, then act. Itna hi bolna tha.
Itna hi bolna tha. My quiz question for you, and you can think, I'll give you 5 minutes to think it over.
5 minutes?
Yeah. My question to you is, and this is simple, it's very simple for you.
Then it should take me 10
How
seconds.
long do non-Congress, non-BJP governments last on an average? You take the median average of Charan Singh, VP Singh, Chandrasekhar, United Front government, and then you can come up with a calculation. I'll ask you the answer.
Yeah.
The people of this country need stability for 5 years.
Absolutely.
Stability for 5 years,
Absolutely.
Derek O'Brien.
Absolutely.
My second quiz question to you is, which
But what-
political
you didn't
leader...
give me a- anyway, you
my
answered
second
it.
question, which political
You're a
leader
good
says...
quiz master. You give the question and the answer
Thank you
also.
very much. Which political leader says that if regional parties flock together, then they will also break up?
See, or no.
My next question is to Abhishek Manu Singhvi. You know the answer. It's
No, I
Mamta
don't
Banerjee.
know the answer, or no.
It's Mamta Banerjee.
Or no, see, or no.
My
One
question-
second. You
Sir,
know,
lighter note.
this
I
is
have
like
a
asking a question. This is like asking a question. Who set a national record in 100 meters swimming? The timings changed, or not?
My question is now about Rahul Gandhi. A leader is supposed to be known by his record. Here is Rahul Gandhi's record in Parliament. 43% attendance. National average is 76%. That's 30% less. 33% less. Number of questions asked, 0. National average is 292. Now my question is for someone who is an elected member of parliament, vice president, hopeful, his poster is everywhere.
Fact check. Or no, fact check. If you're saying Mr. Gandhi has 0 questions, that may be right. But what do you mean the national average to asking a question in parliament is 292? What is that
The
number?
number of questions that the data that corresponds in the period 4th January 2009 to 18th December
No,
2013.
so per capita, you can't ask 292 questions in parliament, surely.
The number of debates participated.
The written
Now
ones.
it's an
are-
average, Derek.
I have
Written
only
written
allow it.
questions
The
as
lottery.
well.
No, I have to ask only one question.
Derek, my question
Or
is
no, I
very
wanted to
simple.
go just one
no,
fact
one
check
second,
kar raha
one
hu.
second.
Jhagda nahi kar raha hu, fact check
Now
kar
my
raha hu.
question is
Let him ask the
simply
question.
this.
Let him ask
By
the
the way, you're defending Rahul Gandhi. Interesting.
No, I'm not defending anybody.
My question to you
I'm
is,
saying you made a factual
a
mistake.
person who
that's all.
doesn't ask questions and has a very poor attendance of attending parliament.
Yes.
How is he a leader?
I'll add again, and also
Besides being a Gandhi.
a person who has no experience of governance because he's not a minister. That's your third point. Let me add it against Rahul Gandhi. That's because you are used here to a culture where your competence is judged only if you hold a post. What about, let me answer a question. Let me ask a question. What about the days and the months and the years he spent in the grassroots? What about the number of programs he's carried at the very grassroots rural
all the
level?
people who ask
Does his
questions don't
competence,
work in
his
the
leadership
grassroots?
depend on how many questions he asks in parliament? He's the vice president of a party
No, he says
which controls parliament.
He was asked this question.
He goes,
he was asked this question. No, he was asked this question.
He has brought, Arnab, the single largest revolution in internal party politics in Youth Congress and NSUI, any time in 60 years, 65 years in any party, including the Congress. And he's now proposing primaries within the Congress as a pilot project, which is again the first time in India. Now that's his style of functioning. He doesn't ask questions in parliament, he doesn't sit in parliament, he goes out to the
Ravi Shankar Prasad.
I have to ask a very simple question.
We are talking about
All
Rahul
right,
Gandhi.
His questions did not come because of lottery. How many supplementary questions did he ask?
Yeah.
Once he spoke about an elusive Kalavati, about something to be done. Where is Kalavati? What happened to him? No one knows. Or no, if Mr. Rahul Gandhi is so powerful as to change the rule game of Congress party, which Abhishek is so proudly claiming, what stopped Rahul Gandhi from controlling corruption after corruption in his own government by making decisive intervention? Where was Rahul Gandhi when prices inflation was touching rocket high? Where was Rahul Gandhi when unemployment was rising in India?
Yes,
we know the power of Rahul Gandhi. By mere asking,
Rahul,
9 cylinder can become 12.
Yeah.
By his mere asking, 9 cylinder can become 12. If he has so much of power, why he could not control?
Rahul Gandhi has only the same power as Mr. Narendra Modi has, and both have no magic button. to
What do
change
you mean?
Gujarat
But what
from
do you
16th.
mean?
1 minute
Talk
now, let me
about
answer.
India.
About
Rahul Gandhi,
16th,
question is on Rahul Gandhi.
Gujarat remains 16th on health because Mr. Narendra Modi has no magic button. It remains 11th or on infrastructure, he has no magic button.
I'm sorry for
But
interrupting you.
what
Rahul Gandhi
does
could
is-
not do anything on corruption,
No.
on unemployment,
Who has
on
done all
price
this
rise.
corruption?
Come on.
Congress, UP has done all this corruption. You don't see it. What you have not done in Gujarat on corruption is to appoint Mr. Babulal Bukharia, who is a convicted
Come
person,
on.
as a minister.
Come on.
Mr.
Mr. Singhvi.
Purushottam Sarankia, convicted
Mr.
minister
Singhvi.
in the
Talk
cabinet.
about nation, that's wrong. Talk about nation.
Mr. Singhvi, as part of my continued questioning on Rahul Gandhi, and since I had the opportunity of speaking to him on various subjects at length, I wouldn't pick up what he said in my interview. But I would certainly say let's pick up issues of defense and internal security. Now, Rahul Gandhi makes two comments, one on RSS, comparing RSS with Simi, and the other one was after the Mumbai blast.